Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back, and it's time to do some diamond painting here with Henry this evening. Yes, we've got Henry back this week, so Henry the Rooster will be hopefully getting some feathers in his tail with a bit of luck. So yeah, we're going to get this all started up and running, and yeah, but I do. So we have got several colours that we will be doing another time, which is this 9 colour, or the H. We might find it a bit later on, but I want to focus on what we've got for the minute. Now, I was recording another video earlier, and I've just finished eating pasta and pizza, which is a very sort of unusual combination. I don't really like eating pasta because pasta is like a food hunger spike, so it makes you hungry. I was watching The Bidding Room, and this woman was like, can we have 95? And the dealer was like, I want 85, I can pay 95. And she, yeah, she wanted to pay 85, but she was like, can we do a bit more? And like, if the dealer really wants it, they'll pay the 95. And it was like a some wooden box thing with a bear in it, so very interesting. Now we have got some new colours here today, because I've had some offloaded trays that I've been doing with the flour. So I've been offloading some of them because the colours have come to the end now, so it means we can introduce more trays to this painting and get it a bit further along. I've been unboxing another Temu haul today, so that might be cropping up after the 15th of July, because I'm currently got unboxings up to the 15th of July. I do want to apologise that there weren't no videos. When was it? Thursday. I was just literally out of time. I went to Whittam to pick up some parcels that I had to pick up, and obviously then was there for a bit all day, and yeah, made a bit of a discovery which you'll find out in May next year, because that discovery is covered in a different video, which was being recorded for May next year. And of course I didn't get back till gone, it must have been about 8 o'clock, because I originally only stay until Hannah gets in from work, just so that we can do a handover, so that there's someone for Molly and that, because obviously if she wants a wee, then obviously there's no one to open the door for her, so I normally just stay until one of them come back. But what I've been doing recently is just been like staying a few extra hours, because when I visit my relatives I make a full day out of it. Like, I like to leave nice and early, around about 9 o'clock. If I'm really busy and I need to do a lot of things, then I'll leave about 7, and then I stay till like the duration of the ticket cost. So say for example the ticket was £7, I would stay there for 7 hours to make my journey worthwhile. And my mum gave me this lovely sausage butty, and her friend works in the catering side of the business, and she does these delicious cakes, and she brought us some cakes home, and I was like, oh, nice cup of tea and a cake, lovely. So that was quite nice, and the texture of it was just unbelievably soft. It was so lovely, and the icing was absolutely superb. I'm not very good with icing, because I either put too much water in and it goes like runny, or I put too much powder in and it's like cement. You know, like icing powder and that. Icing is very difficult to do, because obviously you put too much water in it and it will go runny. You put too much icing powder in it, it goes hard, as I just said. So it's quite difficult. Then I got a text, I think it was like a couple of days ago, to say that my extraction for my final tooth that needs to come out is on some point next week. So there may not be a video. No, not next week, it's the 12th, I think it is. So yeah, there may not be a video like around them dates. It depends how much pain I'm in, because if it's anything like a dry socket, there's no doubt about it, you can't do it. But this is an upper jaw one, so I think it's not going to be it's not going to be too much of a problem. The bottom jaw really did suffer because it was the first time I ever had a double extraction, and there was just so much of the gum cut away. It was just, there was no way that was going to heal. No way would it heal. So yeah, we're doing the daddy chicken today. So the one that goes cock-a-doodle-doo as they wake you up on the farm. I'd like to, obviously I've heard the cockerel doing it, you know, on the TV, but I'd love to see it in person, because there used to be a peacock farm near where my relative lives, and every time you went up there, you weren't allowed on the farm, but my granddad knew someone there, so because they'd done some work for him sometime. But every time you went on the farm, you would find like all the feathers of the peacock, and my mum liked the look of them, so we used them and we put them in like a very big vase, flower pot thing, to make it look like an artificial sort of feather. So, but they weren't artificial ones, they were like, you know, proper real feathers and that. I have noticed I've gone back to single placing, so we will try and do a bit of multi-placing when we're doing it. And then I recently found out that one of my friends, Georgie, her friend sadly passed away, her mum passed away, and couldn't believe it. And then my friend Vinny, his son Jeremy, he's not his real son, he sort of was adopted, but he randomly died, and no one knows how he died, because I was like, what, Jeremy? He's like really young, and he always used to like go past with his big white dog. I think it was like a pit bull or something, but no one knows how he died. He just randomly, suddenly passed away, and we don't know what caused it. But obviously we can't really tell Vinny, because if we tell him, because he's got dementia, he will forget things. I mean, obviously they will tell him, but yeah, so, oh, Family Guy's on. He's a family guy, oh yeah. I always put that on really late at night, and I've just been so busy today, because obviously weekends I do housework, so obviously I just haven't had the time to do this yet. The plan of action was to alternate paintings all day, but I couldn't do it, so I've only just got round to doing this, and I was like, should I cut it and just go to sleep, have an early night? And because Sundays are the only day that I don't set an alarm, but tomorrow I'm going to have to, because I've ordered some burger Doritos. Look, why have we got a random F in there? That really annoys me when there's just like a random colour, and look, all across there's nothing apart from that random F. But anyway, I've ordered some burger Doritos. Now apparently they're supposed to be doing a sausage roll version. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But apparently there is talk about sausage roll Doritos, so yeah, it's it'd be interesting to see what they taste like, but as of yet I've not seen them in the shop, so I've got to try and figure out how far I want to go up with this. So let me get the E colour. I need to do a bit of marking up here, so let's do, so this is the start of the tower. I can't do all of the colours because obviously I've only got 2 more trays left that are blank, so okay. So what we'll do is we'll take it up a bit. It's all light and then it goes into dark. You can see the difference here. It's really light and then it goes into dark there. So I feel like this is a rectangle and I don't know why, but yeah. But yeah, yeah, I think we will. Yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, it's been a bit of forecast weather here today. So it's not been too much. It's been lovely and cool, you know, so quite nice. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. So we might be able to fill some, as I've said, I'm not entirely sure how much will get done, but I plan to do about an hour's worth, so I'll take 10 minutes off, because obviously with I think we've done about 10 minutes so far, so yeah. But yeah, I don't think we done the rooster last week. Trouble is really the farmyard theme should have stopped at the end of April, but it's not really worked out. So what I'm doing is I'm extending it until it's done, and that's why I like to do like summer theme through the through the week, and then I can do a bit of the farmyard at the end. Now we've still got some other animals being introduced after the cow. So yeah, and I've also put some gold washi tape on, so as you can see I've now put some washi tape. I was going to put the Easter eggs, but I didn't really want to take that effect off from the the chicken, because the chicken has that, you see, so yeah. Okay, so then we've got, I think we can only do a V on that section there. So we'll do a V there. I'll do that one there. Okay. Lovely, so now it's a case of colour blocking now. I'll just finish off this line here. Oh, do you know what? Last night I was lying in my bed watching Dragon's Den, and I saw this thing on the ceiling and I thought, what is that? And it looked pretty big, and I thought, oh, it's nothing, you know, perhaps a bit of fluff or dust or cobweb or something. And it was getting closer and closer towards me, and I turned the light on, and it was a really big spider, really crunchy, and I soon killed it with the mop. I don't like spiders one bit. So yeah. But apparently if you spray vinegar on them, they don't like it, because it's a very sort of like sour taste apparently. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll see if I can get some multiplace into here now, because we're getting into that sort of with the mother night, oh night, oh. But we've got a new thing happening on Tuesday, which is going to be, the lives are returning soon. Apparently Tessa's got an extraction, so we can't do this week, which means we've got to do the following week, which is fine. You know, if either one of us are busy, then we'll just change it to the next week. But yeah, we've got a new thing happening on Tuesday where it's going to be like an A to B. So I'm not sure if it'll be this week or next week, but yeah. Okay, so we're going back to that one, okay. But yeah, I did get a £5 free credit, because this Temu haul was supposed to come on Friday and it didn't, and the deadline was Friday and it only come today. So Temu automatically give you a credit if your delivery is late, so that was quite nice. But they keep swapping and changing it, because one minute it's with Every, then it's with Temu. It was quite funny, because when I was going to the locker to pick up my Every parcel, it's really weird because the lockers are run by a company called Impost, but they're connected. Every and Impost are linked, very similar to Yodel and Collect Plus. And yeah, it was quite funny because I didn't realise there's a button on my phone. When you send something to the locker, you can press the button and it'll open it automatically. Well, there was these people sitting on the wall, and I was about like 5 steps away from it, and I opened it before I got to the locker, and they were like, oh my god, how did that open? And I was like, it was me. I always used to think, whenever I got the Amazon lockers, I always used to, like my very first time opening the locker, I was like, oh my god, quick, I've got to get it. You know, I've got to quickly get this before, the door shuts. But there's a little chain on the door, and I think it does shut automatically, but you have to shut the door for it. But the locker I use in town next to Tesco, it's always bloody full. So there was a time where I had a delivery and it went out for delivery like 7 times. So every other day they kept saying, emailing me saying that the locker's full. So yeah. But there was a programme on TV I recorded, Titan Submersible Explosion or Implosion, how it happened or something. So I'm going to watch that. But if I don't clear that box soon, it will start automatically deleting, because what happens is, if there's not enough memory for the box to record programs, the system will automatically delete the oldest recording. So you can press a button on your remote control which will lock that program so it don't take that program off. So yeah. But tomorrow we've got chickens. So basically we've got the rooster today, and then I'm doing a chicken, and I can't remember what's next week, but there is a week where it's Wilbur on both days, so you'll get the pig on both days, just to really sort of move it along. Because I would like to get to the stage where I can have my weekends back to not filming, because at the moment this channel is like filmed every day, and I would like to have at least 2 days off from doing it like I do with my other channel, because weekends I don't record, don't film or record or upload. So because this farmyard theme is so backlogged, I need to sort of get it finished. I mean, the introductions of the new animals were pretty much started quite late, because these all should have been started around the same time, but it is what it is. And normally I will like roll it over to the next year, but I just don't see the point in waiting another whole year. I might as well just crack on with it. And it's working out better because I can get them done quicker, so yeah. As opposed to waiting like a whole year before I can redo them. Got my lovely cup of tea today, my lovely Butlins mug. That's the thing I'll tell you. I keep being asked if I want to go to Butlins by Paul. And Paul is my dad. And so it happens, apparently he can't just book a room on his own. He has to pay, when he books a room, if no one else wants to go, he has to pay like for 2 people, which I think is ridiculous. But yeah, I was having a look at the pricing, and to get to Bognor, because it's in Bognor Regis, there's so many changes, but once you're on that Bognor train, Jesus, it feels like the stops never end. There's so many stops because it goes past Gatwick Airport, Horsham. There's so many like different stops. So, but it's around about 65 quid, which is a lot better than what I thought. I thought it would be in the hundreds, because obviously it's quite a long way out. You've got to go into London, and then of course you've got to get your main line out to Bognor. There was a time where they drove there, and I weren't in the car at the time, but I do remember going with them in the car once, but it took hours, literally hours, and I don't think you would get there on a full tank. But anyway, apparently there was another time they went, and they were coming back on the A12, and Julie, who was his girlfriend at the time, because word has it that they're no longer together, so she was on the A12 and she says she needs a wee. So of course on the A12 you can't just randomly get out your car and then, you know, go for a wee, because there's no toilets. So apparently all of a sudden my dad could hear smell a smell, and apparently she was sitting in the car and pissed herself. I don't mean to laugh, but how can you sit there, wee yourself, and then not tell anyone in the car that you've just had an accident, you know? So anyway, so I hear, apparently they were like, I don't know, but they had to open the windows up, and what does she do? She turns the heat of the fan of the car on, which is the worst thing you can do, because obviously she's trying to dry herself, but the problem being is that is making the smell worse, because obviously the smell of urine is quite strong, so yeah, that's making it worse. I felt so sorry for Paul, because obviously he's in the front of the car right next to her, so he's going to get, you know, the waft of it. But apparently they had to go the whole way home like it, because there was no service station or something. So I don't know, but and then I was looking at the hotel prices, and it's round about £100 something. So let me see if I've got it on my phone. I don't know if I have, but let's just have a look. I think it's £65 to Bognor. No, it's not on this one. But yeah, it was roughly that. I mean, obviously, if you got on in Witham, it'd be a bit cheaper, but yeah. But I keep saying no, I don't want to go, because I've not, you know, spoke to him for years because of personal reasons, but he keeps asking me, and I think, you know, life is too short to not, you know, take the offer up. You know, as I said, always live life to the full. You don't know if you're going to wake up and randomly die. You know, let's be frank. You know, you've got to, if you want to go in a hot air balloon, go in a hot air balloon. You know, you never know if you're going to you know, just suddenly die. I mean, look at Jeremy. We don't know what's happened, but apparently he was just passed away, and we don't know how. No one knows how it happened. So apparently he was at home and just passed away. So I mean, it could be underlying health conditions, it could be anything really. I would like to die in my sleep. I think that's, you know, the best way. I wouldn't want to just like that. Yeah, that would be the best way, I think. But yeah. Okay. This is where your mind gets fried, where you've got to keep changing. I'm not a lover of confetti because you have to keep, it requires more focus and it requires a lot of keep swapping and changing colours, so yeah. But I've been looking at, there's a clock that Liz Harrison Scotty Dog Crafts got, and she's got this bumblebee, and it's a clock, diamond painting, and it's a lovely price, £5 on Temu. Obviously their prices do fluctuate, so it could be a bit more by now, but they've also got these cups. They're recyclable cups that you can, you know, the ones that you recycle. There was a good recycling system when we used to go to Chessington World of Adventures. There was this refill station, and you got this big flask of Coca-Cola Coke, and you paid like £7 for the whole day, and you could keep going up for refills. It was just, yeah, brilliant. But then everyone was like sold out of Coke because everyone kept getting refills, but it was such a great thing. But anyway, what was I talking about? Clock, yeah, so I'm thinking about getting that, because I do a lot of canvases, and I would like to do something different for a change, you know. I do cards, I've done cards, I've done key rings, done canvases. I would like to do, you know, something like a clock, or you know, coasters or stickers. I've actually done, no, I don't think I have done stickers, because I used to have, I was going to do a Christmas set of stickers that I got from the works, but my mum one day hoovered them up because she didn't know what they were. Not the actual stickers, the drills, she didn't realise what they were, and I bought it a second time, and they're in my craft room, but I'm not sure where I've put them. I'm always losing things. I put it down and then can't find it. It's really weird, because like when it's messy, you know where things are, but when you pack things away, you just don't know where everything is. And I'm like, I'm the type of person that can't be bothered to look, I just rebuy it. I just can't be asked to sit there looking through crap. But I need to have a look at the works, so we may be seeing another few hauls from the works, because Tessa showed me some pictures from the works, and they've got some new paintings in this lovely white box. But to be fair with you, I think, you know, most of us now use Temu, so, and I don't really like the works because their canvases are really cheap. The stick is really crap, so maybe, I mean, they're nice paintings, but I just don't know. I also am not a lover of partials. I quite like doing full drills, and I'm like a round diamond painter, so I prefer me rounds. Squares, I found some squares today actually, funny enough. I've got a few paintings that are squares, which I believe is a parrot, but there's another one which is the Lion King. I don't know if I showed it on here. It's on Pride Rock. So where Mufasa and Simba are standing on Pride Rock with Rafiki and Nala. No, it can't have been Nala because Simba was only born when they were on Pride Rock. But yeah. I mean, it must have been embarrassing for her sitting in the car, like, with obviously wet clothing, but I suppose what else can you do if your bladder won't, you know, you can't hold it anymore. But could you imagine it would have gone like all over the floor, all running down the leg, sod that. But I from what I gather, my dad weren't happy because obviously I would have loved to have been there. I'm the type of person that finds things, like, I know it's an accident, but I find it funny. Because it's like, I'm not even joking, like, when someone falls over, I know I shouldn't really laugh, but I do find it funny, you know, when people slip over on the ice. But I fell over once, and this woman said, "You alright?" And I said, "Yeah, thank you." But, yeah. I don't think there's been any more discussion on the human remains that the Titan submersible, because apparently they found human remains, but you know, everyone assumes that it's a body, but it, you know, it could be anything. It could be a jaw, a teeth, you know, it's a piece of an ear. You just don't know. But there's not been any discussion. There was another conference thing that the guy was getting upset talking about it because it was a, you know, a catastrophic implosion. You know, and yeah. I mean, I do check online every now and then, but it's near enough done, isn't it? So it's not really on every day now. So yeah, can't wait to see what this tower looks like. It's really bushy, comes right round the back of here, so it's a fair chunk of this. So if we've got any more of these spare 310s, I've got 310 pot kitted up there. I've got some 3865s in there as well, so pretty good. But that's what's going to happen. My the tray fell on the floor. My Java drills, that will be phased out now because now I've got these pots with spares in, you know, and I won't keep, once they're full, I won't keep the spares, I'll just chuck them away. So because if I've got plenty of spares in there, I don't, you know, I don't really want to get boxes and boxes of it. So yeah. Why is my V gone? Where were we up to? I can't remember now. Why am I looking for V? Oh, I don't know why I was looking for V for some apparent reason. also this light is, it gives me a headache, so I might have to look at getting a different light pad, but it is what it is on that one. Because if I turn it down like that, I find like I'm straining to look at it, but then if I go like that, it's not too bright, so then I have to have it like that, and yeah, someone's pinged me. Can't get to that yet because I am busy. And then earlier on I was ordering something for my mum, because she gets into a panic, like if she presses the wrong button on her phone, she'll get like panicked over it. It's just like, oh no, what have I done, you know? Because once I went over and all the channels got erased off the TV, and all it was, simple muck up, she pushed a button and I had to retune it for her, but I'm like the order person, so if she needs anything, you know, providing she gives me the money up front, because I've paid for things before and I've had to wait weeks for it to get that back. So providing she up fronts it to me, then I'll order it. So, but it's really nice because over in Whittam we get it by 1 PM, but for some reason over here we can't get it like that. I think it's based on how close the depot is, because normally ones going to Whittam come from Basildon. Over here it used to be Cambridge, then it was Ipswich, then it was Cambridge, and now it's Harlow. Oh crap. Well, we've got quite a fair bit done. I'm going to have a look for that D in a minute. Let's just finish off. I'll tell you what, I will have a look for that in a minute. Let me finish this line off and then I'm going to have a look for this X colour if I can in this D. Because I know it's there somewhere, but when I'm kitting up, I'm looking for, right, we've got loads of this colour, I've got loads of that. I'm not going to kit up like, say for example, L, because there's only a few bits of it. I like to kit up on the ones that have got the most colour, so. But ITV have recently started putting Wild at Heart back on, and I've got it on series record, so it automatically records it. So every Sunday, traditionally it was always on Sunday around about 8 o'clock, so every Sunday now I watch an episode of it, and I'd like to keep it on there on the box, but I think they have it on Prime, Amazon Prime. I've seen it on there, so yeah. So we've got C. And we've got To Me That All You Need Is Violence, a movie and on TV. Must be a double episode. Loving is a Family Guy. I think Lazy Retired Granny watches that. I'm sure it was her that spoke about it. He's a family guy, oh yeah. Right, I'm just going to have a look for that K colour, if I can, sorry, that X colour. As Sunny Stormy says, X marks the spot. Let's just see if we can find that quickly. Oh yes, there we go. Lovely. So I'll put that in my... I'm not going to label it because I'll be kitting this down after, because this, I've got too many, I've not got enough shelves, and I don't really want to keep buying these wooden mat things, so I do apologise, a bit squeakage there. So that's good, because now we can fill this in. So once we've done that X, I'll see if we can find the D colour and the H. I want to stay there, yeah. I need to write down on a big piece of A4 paper, diamond paint and sealer. I still haven't got it, I keep forgetting. But I have seen it on like Temu and that, but I want to get the actual proper sealer, which is through Craft Buddy. I'm not saying that the other ones are not, you know, proper sealers, but apparently the one with Craft Buddy is a really, really, really good make, and it's a really good stick or something. So yeah, let's see if we can a bit of colour block in a minute. Just finish off this little Ujin Fluji. I was watching, I think it was 999 Critical Emergency or 24 Hours in A&E, something like that. And this woman had neck cancer, and they were opening her neck, and the cancer was like about the size of probably a golf ball. It was, I couldn't believe it. And she was pregnant as well. So obviously, you're operating on a pregnant woman, and also, you know, they've got to watch every nerve. If you cut into that thyroid, apparently it really bleeds or something. So yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to go in an operation if you're pregnant. I mean, there's all sorts of risks with the kid, you know, you just don't know. But yeah, she might see me diamond painting in Whittam soon, because now that I've made a cock up there. You'll find out in May, as I said. Oh man, nearly gave it away. But yeah, you'll have to wait till May for me to announce the shocking discovery. Oh, doesn't that look better? Oh, a little git. I don't think I could ever move to round drills, you know. I'm so used to doing like rounds. The trouble is with squares, you put it down and it goes crooked, and I don't know. I just prefer me rounds. So what I'd like to do is let's box in this little bit here, and then that'll take care of this one. Yes, after this I will catch up with the news, and I do like to watch it live, even though I have the ability to record it. I like to watch it there and then, because it's hard to tell. I mean, they say it's the news at 10, but is it actually live or is it pre-recorded? Normally on live programmes it will say live in the corner of it, but you just don't know. But yes, we're nearly done on this, and then I think I'd like to see if I can get that D or H colour, but we'll do a little bit more of that. Let's do a little bit more of this T colour if we can. So that's the X now done, so I'll just shoot that back into its little pot there, and then we could use Diamond Paints TM. That unboxing I did from Diamond Paints TM come with like a little spoon and a sponge, and here's a clue as to what's coming up on Tuesday in a couple of weeks. It's all kitted up ready. So what could it be? Is it an animal? Is it a house or something? But what I'll do is I'll use my little brush that I got here, and you can just like, I just want to scrape that back in its little pot, and then that empty tray can be used for if we find that D colour, you see. So we'll just have a look see if I can find it. I don't think we've got it in this drawer, which is interesting because that's where I keep all the things. We haven't got D in here, so I'll have a look for that, but we have got a H colour, so we'll block that in a minute, but I just want to do a little bit more of that pinky colour there, which is that T, which is also the name of the driver in Salvage Hunters, you know, with Drew. But I'd say he's actually in Conway. Conway. Oh look, oh, the little X, you little git. Ugh, no man. Never mind, I'll get it back out. It's always the way in it. You think you're finished and then little thing catches you out. Little shit bag. Does anyone remember the old-fashioned gingerbread movie where the teapot is called the old bag because the gingerbread man, it's really weird, it's like it's called Herr von Cuckoo, the cuckoo clock, but the gingerbread man gets poisoned, and so the old bag wrote a name for a character, but it is actually called that. So anyway, this old bag that lives on the top of the shelf in her teapot cup, she does some herbs to remedy it, but they're not friends. So obviously they then become friends because she only has the key to getting better. But it was really looked really interesting. And then the rat would come in and try and eat the gingerbread's face, and oh, that's donkey's years old. I nearly bought the Green Mile, but the vintage seller told me that it was a VHS tape, and I was like, oh my god. I wouldn't be able to fit that in my machine. Do you remember them? VHS tapes, really bulky machines. But that's most of the tea done. So I'm really happy with the progress on this so far. And we'll put that one there. Next I want to do a little bit of this H up here. So do a bit up here. This is a darker green, but it is what it is on that. But that is so similar to that. What colour is that? That's D. Hang on. Oh, we've got a D. Right, that must have been when we started off over there. But okay. It's not in the drawers, so unless it's kitted up already, I don't know. And he used to, the theme tune of this gingerbread song used to go, ginger, 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 gingerbread man. But it's, oh my god, that's donkey's years old now. But that's another thing I like about the human body. It's amazing how your brain remembers all them years ago. It's like you've got a computer in your head, because technically your brain is a computer. It controls everything. And you know when they go, what do you think is the most important organ? Well, for me, I would say the heart, because the heart keeps everything going. But then does the brain? You know, you don't know. Well, considering I was not going to do this tonight, because I don't like to cancel unless like I really, really am like ill or don't want to do it, like I've got a headache or something, because you know, otherwise it means we won't see it for another week, and like I just want to keep it. Even though that was there, I haven't got OCD, but it just bugs me. I need to keep it in the border. Okay, so I'm happy that we've got that covered in now. It's like an army sort of green there. I think it begins with a T. Is it Tam something? I'm not too sure. But yeah, there we go. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we've got Plenty of time there, so that's good. So I think I'd like to do a bit of trying, if we can try and case up this Y bit next. If we can. Just double checking if there's any more H. I cannot see any more H, so that can go in its pot, and we'll see if we can get that Y colour out. V's finished with as well, so we'll just pluck that V away as well. Can't see any more V to do, so we'll put that away. This little pot. That's that one done. I'm not a snake. I was just trying to find C, but it's a shame. I want that D. That's so annoying. But I'm just trying to think where to go from here. Let's do a bit of like finishing off every individual colour for the minute, and then that'll sort that out. As I said, I'm always getting paintings coming in, so even if we have lost that colour, I'll match it up with a different painting, pinch it from that painting, and then, you know, the colours are always coming in, so, you know, there's bound to be one that will patch it up. I was doing an unboxing today, which I think has the colour I need for Hobie, the line that I was doing, so we just need a very small portion of that colour, and that will be that done. But I really need to do an update on GemsFlow. GemsFlow, if you don't know what that is, it's an app where you can catalogue all your paintings. I've not even put any of the new ones in. I just totally forgot about it. I think the last time I used it was Christmas. But the funny thing is, I downloaded it on my phone the other day and still not used it. So, ew. I think this hobby is so addictive. It's so relaxing. It's great for killing time. You know, it's therapeutic seeing the picture come to life. So, whoever was the inventor of diamond painting, you are amazing. I'd love to design my own like Mrs. Coffee did. Mrs. Coffee designed her own painting, and Diamond Art Club wanted to turn it into like a sale, so like an item for sale, so that was pretty good. Okay, so I think A is finished with, so let me pop that away. There's one there that I've just missed, so I'll just put the A down, and then we'll put that away. So the A is in there, and put that one in there. The fan is just like blown some over out of the page there. So that's A. I'll just put all the ones that have just fell out into this little box. I think these are my favourite ones. I've worked with the rectangle ones that look like a Tic Tac box, but I don't really get on with them very well. I much prefer these ones, they're my favourite. Okay, so I don't believe it. Yes, you beauty. There we go. Look at that, looking at me right at the time. So what I do is with my paintings, I'll put like the side of what it's called, because when it's in here, for example, you're like, right, what's that for? So what you can do is you can put it at the side here. This needs a bit of a clear out, but and then I've got, right, that one goes for that painting, you know. So that's brilliant. I'm happy, happy, happy. Oh, results. So I can get that top bit done now. Oh, fantastic. See, I knew it was there. Hiding from me. So let's just see if we can... I don't think we'll finish the square today, which is a shame, but we have had a few setbacks because of this colour. I've recently joined this program called, well, I've been with HP Instant Ink for a while now, but HP Instant Ink, if you don't know what it is, it's basically a subscription for ink. So your printer automatically knows when it needs it and orders it free of charge, but you pay like a monthly fee, like depending how much you print, there's different tiers. And the highest one is £44, and then I think the lowest one is around the 99p mark. But they've introduced a new thing where you get paper, so you can do a paper add-on and your printer counts how much paper you're using, and then when it gets, I think what happens is once it runs out of paper, and you know what it's like with printers, when you put the light will tell you it needs more paper. I think every time you reload the paper in, it's sending a signal to order more paper, because in my welcome pack, I got 3 reams of 500 sheets of paper, so 3 packs of 500 sheets, and it's £22 a month. Now, I print like no tomorrow, because obviously I build models and that. I print so much PDFs because some of the builds I do don't come with magazines, so you have to print them, and that's now turned my monthly cost into like £70. But with the paper add-on, you do get a free trial with it. But I think they should have done this from day one, because it's great. You know, you don't have to go to the shop, you've got regular supply of it, and they always send you it before you run out, so it just takes that horrible lugging away from the shop, you know, of carrying all that paper home. But yeah. Now, I'm thinking about this. I may be putting this into a live show, because obviously if we're doing this like every day, at the moment I've done it like once a week. I do try to film as much as I can, but I'm thinking, you know, pre-recording it in advance, but I'm thinking we might go live with this soon, because I'm only really doing one part a day now, one part a week now, so yeah, maybe. Really like the tinge of army sort of colours we're getting with this. There is a H just popped off there. Naughty, naughty. See, again, it's like this colour here. Why do all that dark and then just have a random light there? Really annoying. But I really need to do another order with the range, because I really want to get them giraffes, but I keep forgetting to order them. So, that one, yeah. Okay, so there's a bit of a D. There's one there. One there. And we'll just do this little bit here, and I'm calling that a session, I think. Because we have done quite a good session here today. We've filled in so much. Originally I was only going to do like this pastel colour, but now I've got more trays, I can offer more colours, so yeah. Right, we're going to leave that there here today, guys. Unfortunately, we're not going to get round to that today. As much as I would love to finish that last little bit off, it's too much swapping and changing of colours at the moment. So yeah, I hope you like that video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of all the videos I do. This painting does come from Amazon, and I'll put the link of that in the description of the video. And let's take a look what it looks like. Yeah, wow. Okay, so I like this because you've got this, like, there's this pattern feeding through here. It's like there's a thunder, like a strike of lightning. This is looking nice. You can't really see the colours very well on the feathers, but obviously once it gets a bit more into it, we'll get it done. It'd be nice to see what the orange will look like, whether it's going to be very dark against the red, but I'm really looking forward to that part there. It's lots of colour block, so we'll whiz past that. But yeah, as I said, the chicken's tomorrow, and I don't know when this is going to be back on next, because obviously the week after I think is Wilbur, and then the cow, and then we do the chicken, and I jumble it up a bit to make it, you know, so that everyone's getting a turn. But anyway, that's that. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, and I will catch you later. See you later, guys.